could when I was small, and it's so picturesque. Looking through the crystal ball, can you picture this? And it is inside the top.
Ciao and welcome to Gio's Paintbrush, where 5 minutes is all it takes to be blown away by one of the world's greatest artists. In today's show, our 10th in the Gio's Paintbrush series, we'll take a look at our first African piece, a fascinating and wonderful Congolese power figure from the early to mid-19th century. Power figure sculptures were created to be endowed with important spiritual powers in order to help individuals or communities, and thus were held in high regard by the people. A piece like this really challenges me because the society and culture that created it is so distinct, so remote from my own reference points. Sometimes it's good to get outside of your own wheelhouse, and that's what today's episode is all about. Thanks for joining us. This Congolese power figure may have been used to ward off evil spirits, to protect an individual or a community. It must have inspired confidence and a sense of security, as the wooden form is covered and even punctured with glass, nails, and other sharp or rough-hewn objects, with no evidence of suffering at all. The figure's ability to withstand these wounds stoically, or to use the items as spiritual weapons against bad spirits, or maybe the figure was punctured with these items in order to anger him, to prepare him to take out his aggression on those threatening the safety of its protectees, is what communicates its power. This is a fascinating work of art, handcrafted from a variety of materials, not at all beautiful in the common sense of the word, but forceful, intriguing, and somehow whole, perfectly unified in form and function. According to the African Conservancy, power figures were designed to attract and concentrate spiritual power within the figure, empowering it to address very specific issues, such as healing, divination, protection, or oath-taking. While most power figures were created for an individual who may share its powers with others, some power figures were intended to serve an entire community, promoting a more general state of well-being. The wood sculpture that serves as the human form is considered neutral until activated with a complex and secret combination of ingredients that varies from figure to figure, according to the African Conservancy. When I attempt to consider this piece as it stands on its own, outside of my simple basic research about its historical context, I am struck first by the materials employed in its creation, a combination of man-made objects like metal, glass, and fabric, and natural materials like wood, shells, and bone. I'm further struck by the way in which these objects seem to disguise or alter the human form, from the neck to just above the waist, suggesting the subject has become more than human. In addition, the open mouth on the figure's face seems to indicate the communication of a message, and the flat feet, firmly planted almost into the pedestal, are reminiscent of ancient Egyptian art. I think what I like most about this sculpture, apart from its amazingly unified composition, given the variety of materials employed, is the universality, clearly Freudian nature of its primary historical purpose. The need to develop a spiritually empowered figure for protection against nature has known every period, every place, and every culture in human history. And for me, this piece captures that very human need in such a compelling, interesting way, transcending its own time. Something I look for in estimating a work of art to be truly great. Thanks for joining us.
I can picture it like I could when I was 4, and it's picturesque. Doesn't hurt me.